So the Forspoken demo has been released after the Game Awards, and I've been playing it a fair bit. I put about 5 hours into it. I've completed all the objectives and had a solid exploration of not only the world, but the combat mechanic and customization that you can do in the build. With Forspoken, Square Enix are clearly making a new IP to bring in a new demographic of player into the RPG genre, and I am totally okay with that. Now, not every game has to be, a game with an edgelord male MC, but on the flip side, like every game, these things have to be executed well. Now, the attempt of Square Enix here to attract a younger audience, I don't like to label certain generations, but let's just say a Gen Z audience here, I think is going to be quite successful. On the flip side though, players like myself are probably just going to feel a bit out of touch with the main character and the way she's portrayed in the game. So again, my preview build here is based completely off the demo. There was no story in the demo whatsoever. You're kind of just thrown into the open world, given 5 objectives and just tasked to complete them all. There was a bonus boss at the end that I did complete and kill, and yeah, we'll just break down the things I liked, the things I didn't like, and where this game is going to be heading. In terms of what I liked, I really enjoyed the world. I think it's beautiful. It's based off the Final Fantasy 15 engine that Square Enix used in the past. It's got a really deep skill tree and customization on builds, for anything from the nail varnish on the fingers to a cloak. I think it's scarves as well. And I was really surprised by the depth in the RPG elements of the game, because you kind of automatically assume that a game that has a vision to attract a younger audience to an RPG may not really have the depth in the combat, but they do have that there. Parkour elements of the exploration do make it fun to traverse the open world, which is often my gripe with the open world. Sometimes it can be a little bit boring, but it's a bit more engaged here, which I really like. Now, I'll come into the combat a little bit later, but in terms of when the combat really works, it's definitely against the tougher enemies. You are given one aggressive skill and one support skill in both the magic trees. One is kind of a more earth-based elemental tree with more ranged combat, some more kind of rooting and supportive elements, and the other is a fire-based tree, which is more aggressive. You can freely switch between both farms at all times, and this does allow for a lot of variety and customization in your fight style. Now, bearing in mind that this is a demo, I do have to say that I did find the open world a little bit empty. The enemies in the open world were very basic in this demo. You had crows, alligators, and some guys in capes. I was kind of hyped at the end where you get a secret boss fight, and I kind of ran over there to see what it would be like, and sadly it was just a reskinned alligator that glowed a bit red. That was a bit disappointing, in all honesty. The map is heavily marked, so you can see where the treasure chests are, but most of these are just opened by going there, killing the enemies, and the treasure chest opens. One treasure chest had a small puzzle involved in it, nothing that complicated, but ultimately it did just feel a touch generic at times. I have to mention the performance as well. Even in performance mode, I did get FPS drops. The game did slow down, especially when using certain combat skills, so that's something to keep an eye on. You do also get given a flame hook kind of ability, which allows you to traverse the world fully. Now, there is falling damage, but the hook can be hooked onto anything as you fall to negate the falling damage, and that allows for some really good exploration. I like a lot of the ideas they're trying here in Forspoken, but I just don't quite feel they're executing them well. It feels a real clash of cultures. You've got kind of the Square Enix, JRPG style gameplay and game format, and then you've got this really westernized New Yorker who's kind of thrown into this magical world. And it is a bit of a mishmash, and I do have to say that the MC is kind of off-putting for me personally. She swears randomly at the most weird times.
Shit, I can't see a fucking thing.
They have this relationship with what can only be described as an AI, I think, but again, there's no story to really place the AI or whoever he is in kind of any context. But yeah, they have a back and forth. It's good. It's nothing phenomenal. It's not hilarious, but it's decent. There's certain lines she has, certain comments she makes, they're quite jarring. And honestly, by the end of the demo, I was just left kind of thinking she was a bit annoying. Oh, I don't know. But then again, look, I'm an old man, and I probably can't relate to this MC. Demographic Square Enix are aiming for, I think they're going to hit that market really well if they market this game right. And without a doubt, the main character here is built for those players. They're not built for players like myself, and I totally understand that. That's why I'm totally okay with it. Like, this is the type of game which, let's just say you could blank out the swearing, I would probably buy for my daughter, if I had a daughter. It's something that could get her into games. It's something that could get a certain demographic of younger gamers into Square Enix's action RPG style video games. And that's it really. That's all I gotta say on Forspoken. It's good. It has definitely left me with more questions than answers. I'm interested to see where it goes. If the story is really good, it could carry it, and it will definitely make me want to pick it up on day one. But let's see how it goes. I'm definitely going to give the demo a bit more time. They are my thoughts after 5 hours. And yeah, take care, like, subscribe, and I will see you for High on Life tomorrow. Peace.